Morning YouTube. Did a bushcraft class this weekend and used up most of my char cloth, so I thought I'd make some, and I figured since I was going to make some, I'd go ahead and show you how I do it. There's a bunch of people on the internet that make char cloth different ways. One thing I want to caution you on, I see a lot of guys that are wanting to add accelerants to it. First of all, it's not needed. Here I have my one remaining piece of char cloth that from the last build, or last time I made it. As you can see, if you take good old flint and steel, assume you can see, look here. Let me just flip it over. Just one good strike. One good strike with the your flint, and you got something burning. You can put it in a bird's nest and go. This is an old Altoids can that I just found. The only thing you're trying to do is rob the cotton of oxygen, so anything will work as long as it seals up and it'll take, the heat of a fire. So I cut lengths of cotton. Good cotton shirt, denim works fine. I just search around in the closet till I find something that I've grown out of, for lack of a better word, or tore up and not being used anymore, or stained. This particular shirt was stained. That's why it got volunteered. Get the fire lit. I'm using a it's a turkey deep fryer burner because we're here at home today. Oops, just got a little bit too much. But you can use this in a campfire if you've used some of your char cloth and you need to make more. Shirts will be readily available. I'm just going to take. A little bit on the warm side already. Try not to get burnt. We're just going to take and we're going to set our Altoids can. Some people say you can't use this specific Altoids can because it doesn't seal good enough. To be honest with you, I get some of my better char cloth through these fold open char cloth Altoids cans. You're going to see here in a minute, it's going to flame up and burn out from under the edges. There's a little hole punched in the center of the top of the lid. If you're using a tin that seals real well, that's a must, because you need somewhere for the vapors and the fumes to escape from. Like I said, if you're buying char cloth, you're really spending a lot of money that you don't need to spend for something, you can get around the house and build your own and it works just fine. There's no magic time for how long this takes. You want to, if you're using a white shirt, you want to char it until you can't see any white. I actually have some not so good char cloth laying around here. I don't. Must have already thrown it away. As you can see, the smoke's pouring out of it. You kind of know it's good and done when the smoke goes from its highest point, and that little bit of flame is a good thing too. But it's somebody lost their dog. It's done when the smoke really stops rolling and the flames really quit, flipping up in there. You just kind of got to do it a couple times and figure it out. There's if you do this, if you make this in a campfire, it's going to be a little bit different than if you you're making it here on a controlled heat grill. Cars going by, people are wondering what I'm doing. But as we're going to see here in a minute, and we're about to have it right where we want it. Like I said, with this, it burns out the edges of the side. To me, that's a good thing. Some people say your char cloth can't do that, or shouldn't do that, but I've never really had a problem. I mean, if you're making char cloth in the wild with no tin, you're just burning it until it's about to the point where you don't want it to burn anymore, where you know it's good and charred. So flame is not a horrible thing for building char cloth by any standards. When the flames kind of die down off the sides, which they're starting to now, that's when I'm going to go ahead and pull it. I don't know how long I've been sitting here talking, 5, 6, 8 minutes. When you use the tins that don't let enough oxygen in, it seems to take 20 or 30 minutes for some people to get one. But I'm going to say, being that it's all done burning out the sides and just got that little flame on top, that it's about done. Now, one thing you don't want to do is immediately open your can. And why you don't want to immediately open the can is you don't want to rapidly introduce oxygen to the equation. Because if you do rapidly induce oxygen to the equation, your char cloth is just going to burn. It needs a minute to sit there and smolder. Till it's cold to the touch. When it's cold to the touch, you'll know that you've got all the heat expired from the can and that oxygen has slowly introduced itself to that system, or inside that canister. So your char cloth's not going to blow. I just went and got myself some a little bit of dry grass that's down by the road. Make myself a little bundle of what we call bird's nest while we're waiting on. Now, I'm not going to build me a huge fire just because I'm not interested in having a fire company up here. So I'm just going to prove to you that you can light a little bundle of dry grass, which that's what we're going to light. And I'm going to hold on to it as long as I can. Container's almost dry, or cool enough to try it. Humidity is extremely high right now in Oklahoma. I would imagine we're looking at a pretty good rainstorm in the next day or so, which is lovely because I've got a concealed carry class, which means the range is going to be a mud pit. It's cold enough to the touch now. You can see our char cloth is good and charred, good and burnt. As you peel them apart and get your sections, there's actually just a little bit of white. I don't know if you can see it. I mean, it'll work on the other end just fine. But now, when you need to start a fire, introduce a couple sparks to the equation. As you can see, the fire spreading across my char cloth here. We're going to just take it and put it up in our bundle here. And we got fire. So, and that's all there is to building your char cloth. Appreciate any questions, comments. I've got a website going, new website up, got a whole bunch of good information on there. We are got a forum going, and I'm looking for people that are knowledgeable in either firearms and or bushcraft or reloading or anything. Sure looking for some people with some knowledge to get on there and help other people out. If you're looking for help, that's eventually going to be an excellent source. I want it to be an excellent resource for people to go and get the answers they're looking for. One of the things one of the guys brought to the bushcraft class that I thought was a pretty impressive idea is he had taken and just built a little bit of char cloth and threw it in a leftover chunk of vacuum sealer bag and sealed it and threw it in his super emergency kit, which for me, you guys know, is my outdoor safe bag. That's what I consider my super emergency kit. That'd be, if I dropped everything else, I can put that thing on my belt and go. So I'm gonna go ahead and vacuum seal me a little bit of char cloth and do the same. Like I said, I appreciate you guys watching. As I just said, it's real easy to learn from your students, just as easy as your students learn from you. I've always carried a little bit of char cloth, just because I always thought, it's a good thing to have. But like I said, this gentleman proved to me that there's definitely other places I haven't thought to stick any or hide any, or I've always carried just a couple little Ziploc drug bags, for lack of a better word, in my pack with a little bit of char cloth in them. But I am going to go ahead and vacuum seal one for kind of a final option. Things have really went bad. So anyway, appreciate you watching. Got any questions, comments, throw them up there. If you like the kind of stuff I'm putting out, feel free to subscribe. Thanks for watching and have a good day.